This video is about tips and tricks on how to install the gorgeous M4 GTS style lights on your F82 M4. We're going to have a few tricks in here and tips. We'll put them together that will help all of us. Been asked many questions about this. I want to make it as easy for you all to install them, whether you buy it from Empire Motorsports or you buy it from anywhere else. I don't care. I just want to help out the community. So tip number one, as you can see, this light right here has this plastic housing right here. Now it comes from the factory like this. Now as far as which factory, that's a different video. I mentioned this in different posts on the Mimmer post. But it comes from the factory with this plastic housing. The reason why they did this is that for the 4 Series we have the convertible, we have the F32, F33, F36, we have the F82, F83. So they made a mold, which of course is more feasible, that can fit all cars, but then things are adjustable within the lights. So this light right here basically fits a convertible. You put this right on, nothing else is required. But it does not fit the M4. For the M4 you have to take it off. As you can see, this one is removed. That part is removed in the M4. So the lights that we will be selling in Empire Motorsports are going to be adjusted. So when you buy them directly. You can fit them on. All the small tips and tricks that I'm mentioning in this video, it will be already done for our lights. But for example, if you get a light from anywhere else, this is something you should keep in mind. It's not like it doesn't fit or it's a wrong light. It's just that this part comes off for non-convertible models. That's tip number one. Tip number two, I just can't stop looking at these lights and how gorgeous they are, by the way. They are all DOT approved. They have the DOT certification right here, as you can see. If you can zoom in. These are the only ones that are like that. That's why these are safe to use in our cars in America or anywhere in the world. Tip number two is this. These lights, again, for all the other models, you don't have to do this. But right now, this is specifically the F82 M4 we're talking about. For the F82 M4, if you look at the back of this to make it adjust correctly, over here from the factory, it comes with these 3 extra components. One's here, second one here, and third one is right here. At the back of the inner tail lights that go in your trunk. There's 1, 2, and 3. These 3 components have to be cut for it to fit correctly. 1, 2, and 3 are cut here. So as you can see, on that one they're not cut, on this one they're cut. Why are they cut already? Because as I mentioned earlier in the video, at Empire Motorsports we're going to sell M4 lights that are just plug and play. You don't have to do anything else. I understand some people are like, oh, if I cut it, would my warranty get voided or all that? We cut it for you. You just install it and we're all set to go. That's tip number 2. Let me explain why they don't fit perfectly without cutting those tabs. Because on the M4s, we only have these 2 openings. And it actually gets jammed in there. There's a place where it gets jammed right there. That's why you have to cut it. So once again, see the housing where it goes in. There's only 2 openings over here. So that's why the other pieces must be cut off for it to sit correctly. Tip number 3. This one, I've seen on Mimmer posts people saying they're buying washers to make it sit correctly. Well, from the factory, they already considered this, and they were nice enough to send these lights with adjustable, you can say tabs or whatever you want to call it. If you turn it right, it comes out more, like the way it's happening in the video. And if you turn it left, it goes in more. So you don't actually need to buy a washer to put there to make it fit. Usually people buy washers and put it behind here, but you don't need to do that. You just adjust it like that. Tip number 4, people are asking, do these lights fit in LCI models, pre-LCI models? They fit in all models. The difference is, again, thanks to the factory, they considered all these different components and variables. What they did for us was send us ballast and wiring. So this car that we're dealing with right here is a pre-LCI. So For the pre-LCI lights, you need the ballast and you need to connect it in this manner. So we'll connect it for you in the video. Of course, this is not a entire video of how to install. There's many videos online for that. But as you can see, we need to connect all the different components, the turn signal, and the turn signals connect from the outer to the inner, and they all have to be connected. Okay, perfect. Now for the LCI lights, you don't need any of that. This right here, which is not connected in this one, connects right to the housing and the LCI lights. So you don't need the ballast. You don't need anything. All other wires are not required, or connections are not required. This one, you just connect with this, and it works perfectly fine.